Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, let's talk about Bitcoin and how Bitcoin's in the calm before the storm, right? A storm of goodness, storm of pumps, storm of greens. Let's talk about everything that's going on with Bitcoin, with the world, what's going on with crypto, and more. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. Today we got a weird day. Kind of got a fake out this morning. As you can see, when I was streaming this morning, Bitcoin was coming up. We hit 61.2. And then all of a sudden we started coming down. And this relates to what happened in the broader market today. Because you can see this morning, Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, all in the green. But suddenly, like halfway through, S&P and NASDAQ started falling. Could it be because there's something big coming up tomorrow, and that's the reason why? Could it be because Nvidia went down today? Kind of quite strange. Today started out really hot and then cooled off. Well, there are a few things happening tomorrow. Number one, we do have another inflation reading. Okay, this is the PCE, which actually PCE is preferred over the CPI. At least that's what Powell said, right? So, are we going to see inflation continue to tick down or go up? The estimates is going to be like the mid twos. But who knows? Who knows what may come out of this, right? Are we going to see lower inflation, which means with a worsened economy, which means we'll get a higher chance of a 50 basis points, right? So that's what everyone's looking forward to. That will come out right when I stream. So we'll know. We don't have to wait, too long tomorrow, right? We do have some bad economic data. Right? The U.S. pending home sales index came out today, and it's the lowest level we have seen for decades, even lower than the pandemic era. And you can see during 2020, you can see how it's dropped. It's lower than that now. That means the economy is not doing so well, or at least home buyers, right? Seems like not a whole lot of people are looking to move or sell their homes right now. It's just not a good time. So we do have data like this. But we also have good data too. Like we did have GDP, which actually came in better than expected. We had consumer spending. We had a few things that are better, but tomorrow will be a big day and we'll see how that goes, right? Right now, in case you're wondering, it's 33 to 67% chance. 33% for a 50 basis point cut tomorrow could swing that upwards depending on if inflation continues to go down. Inflation goes down more than expected. That's great. Right now, 67% for 25 basis points. So it's still a toss-up. But I think that's what brought Bitcoin down today because we were doing well. The entire market, the broader market was doing well. Tech was doing well. And then all of a sudden reversed. It almost seems like Wall Street forgot, after lunch, those traders oh no, tomorrow we got inflation reading, so we better sell off. It's almost like that. It doesn't even make much sense. They forgot about what's coming tomorrow, right? But anyways, going back to Bitcoin, 1 year ago, I don't know if you guys remember, 1 year ago, Grayscale won their lawsuit against the SEC, and that's what ultimately forced Gary Gensler to allow Bitcoin ETFs to happen. Now, we know Grayscale did this kind of for their self-interest, I guess, because ever since they converted their trust to ETF, they've been selling out nonstop. However, the positives outweigh the negatives, right? Because we have a lot more inflows and outflows. But today wasn't a good day either. Fidelity and Bitwise had pretty large outflows. Grayscale had pretty large outflow. We don't know what it is from BlackRock. Can we possibly see a big inflow? Maybe. But BlackRock right now is the only one that's just not selling. But Grayscale, on the other hand, just continues to dump almost every single day. But ultimately, ETFs are going to make, well, they have already. They made a big impact, but they will make a bigger impact as we move forward this year and next year. And when that FOMO train really arrives, we will be seeing some massive, massive daily buys. I'll bring this up and I'll show BlackRock taking like 1 billion per day. And then overall, if you add everyone else, 2 billion a day. Like, it will happen. And when that time happens, Bitcoin is going to be skyrocketing, right? It's going to be a cascading effect where the price causes more buying, which causes the price to go up, and then it's going to keep on going. And the ETFs will only accelerate that as we move forward, as it already has. Now, something else that's also strange is ARK, and I brought this up already. ARK did take in a ton of Bitcoin, but recently they had 2,700 sold in 2 days. Not sure why. I pointed it out right here, 160 million. Today they actually had an inflow. But I wonder if ARK had a lot to do with the volatility from the last few days. Maybe because Cathie Wood was trying to get some dry powder for NVIDIA. She has done things like that in the past. I don't know, but it's just really weird that they had 2 very large outflow days. But even if she did, I'm only speculating, even if she did, it does not matter because Bitcoin ultimately doesn't matter. And Cathie Wood overall is a huge Bitcoin bull. This is her prediction, or her firm's prediction. 2030, that's the cycle after this one. So you only have to wait 6 more years. Okay. But the worst case scenario in 6 years would be 258,000. That's the worst case scenario. That's if everything goes wrong. But if we're just going according to plan, 682,000. That's a little bit below gold's market cap. And in the best case scenario, if everything goes well, we're looking at a $1.5 million price tag per Bitcoin. And of course, that's also adjusted for inflation. Keep in mind, inflation rate in the US, or just overall inflation, is not going to stop anytime soon, and only it will accelerate, right? So that's taking that into account. And every country on earth is going to be dealing with that as well. So as you can see, she is very, very bullish, just like me, but she's way more bullish with her price predictions, right? So those people that think, well, I can't possibly make any money from Bitcoin anymore, it's just impossible, right? There's no money to be made with Bitcoin. Well, think again. Think again. That's a 10x right there in the base scenario, and that bull scenario, way more, 20x, 30x. There's still money to be made. Now, President Bukele also recognizes that. He is now the new cover of Times Magazine, right? Mostly because of, you know, his ambitions with Bitcoin, Bitcoin City, Volcano bonds, and everything else. And they currently hold $347 million of Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin per day. That's it. That's all it takes. 1 per day. Does he fall for the FUD? Does he panic sell? No. 1 per day, every single day. That's it. You take the guessing out of it. You don't have to outsmart the market. You don't have to trade. You just buy and hold. That's it. Just like, if you look at this, long-term holders that have held for more than 5 years, 30.7%. Almost a third of all Bitcoiners have held over 5 years, which is quite amazing. You go back 5 years, we were in 2019. 2019 was when Bitcoin was at like $3,000. So, of course, it's up like 20x already, right? It makes sense. If you bought Bitcoin at 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, will you be panic selling? No. No, you wouldn't be, right? So it makes a whole lot of sense. Now, other factors, okay, just a few other ones. the US dollar is also declining. So if you're a macro guy, you're paying attention to what's going on, the dollar is decreasing in strength. Okay. There's a lot of geo stuff happening. The yen getting stronger with us cutting rates. That's going to affect things. There's a lot of things going on, right? But one thing is certain: when the strength of the dollar goes down, Bitcoin goes up. So the dollar is starting to do that already. We haven't seen the effect yet on Bitcoin, but we soon will. There's an inverse relationship. There always is. And near term, there's something else. Round bottom pattern. And if we fulfill this, and we're in a giant cup and handle pattern too. There's a lot of patterns, right? But all the patterns are saying one thing. We're like in the calm before the storm of goodness, storm of gains, right? Even though we've been going sideways, there's been volatility. But when we break out of this, that's when we will be led to the promised land by Bitcoin. So, everything is saying the same thing. You got to have patience. You got to have patience, and you got to focus on the future. And if you truly understand about Bitcoin, then you have no fears. No fears at all about the volatility or anything else that's happening. Now, of course, it's just not Bitcoin. There's a lot of alts. What else is happening? Avalanche Foundation announces the infra buildle program, which is basically like a grant program. They really want people to come and build, wallets, oracles, tools, RPCs, indexers, fiat on-ramp, off-ramps. So if you are a builder and you're looking for a place to settle down, Avalanche may be the place because they're offering large grants. They have done this with meme coins. They're doing this with DeFi. They're having grants all over the place, right? So good for them. What else is there? What about Telegram? Pantera poured $100 million into Toncoin, making its largest investment. And they're doing that because Ton, even though they had a network outage recently and their CEO is arrested in France, they still have games like Hamster Combat that has been absolutely on fire, and their TG is coming out pretty soon, right? And they have Notcoin, and they have others. So what's the new recent airdrop? Dogs. There's a lot of very viral things happening on Ton. So Pantera poured $100+ million. And then you have others too. Like, this is out of Japan. Line, which is the biggest messaging app in Japan. They have like merge. They merged. It used to be Clayton. Clayton became Kakayo. Yeah, something. I think that's how you say it. But they kind of merge and partner up, right? So instantly you're gonna have like 100 million Japanese users on top of this chain, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. But they're also, they're also expanding. Look at it. They're launching their mainnet, invites Telegram-style apps. They want to join in. They want those games, those viral games and memes and everything to come on board, right? And it just makes a whole lot of sense. If you want volume, you want users, you got to create some very viral dApps. That's it. Justin Sun also did something like that. Justin Sun copied Pump.Fun and created Sunpump.Fun or something like that on Tron. And ever since then, Solana's fees have been going down. Seems like a lot of degens moved from Solana to Tron. Although, I don't know who, but it seems like it's working. Like right now, all these chains, they're just looking for volume. They're just looking for users. That's all they're looking for, right? So all these dApps that can get them those things, they will move into. And finally, those of you guys that are Doge fans or Elon fans, that ridiculous lawsuit, whoever sued Elon for $700 billion or whatever, because they claimed he pumped Doge and he conducted insider trading. Well, it's been dismissed. So maybe the reason why he hasn't talked about Doge so much recently was because of his lawsuit. Now that it's dismissed, maybe he's going to be free to talk about Doge once again. We'll see. I don't know if he has any pump power left for Doge. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let's see. Scrolling up here. Spade Soul. My dry powder ain't going to last much longer with these prices. I can't DCA every day. You can just DCA smaller amounts. That seems to be a problem. You don't have to DCA every day. DCA once a week or twice a week, once a month, right? Set a schedule for yourself. Charles Fazzi, new member, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Meridian Heights. All right. AR-17, thank you. Let's see. Switzerland, you know I don't like people adding me, but I do like car questions. What would you realistically budget for a C8 Stingray, Z06, ZR1, and any price prediction on ZR1? ZR1 I think is going to probably be like 180,000. I mean, what do you mean realistically budget for? I mean, are you trying to buy used, new? Like, you just go buy the MSRP. You get a Z06 for like, you know, under 110,000 now. You could get a C8 for like 60s. If you're just looking for like a fun little car, just get a regular C8. I actually drove. I told you guys my Ferrari ran out of juice. I finally jumped it. I drove it for like 20-30 minutes. Every time I drive it, it's like driving a new car because I don't drive it very often. So I enjoy my drives every single day. And I noticed I only have like 600 miles in a car. Marshmallow, if you only had 20K in your wallet right now, what would you allocate to? I don't know. A lot into Bitcoin, some into Sol, some into Ton, some into memes. That's about it. I don't know. There's probably a little more here and there, but I'm not going to go through everything. Again, Swiss lanes, you added me. I'm not going to answer your question anymore. Hi from Malaysia. Any new Lego sets? You know they have a new G-Wagon set, the bigger one I want to get, but I didn't get it because it was out. I didn't get any new Legos. Honestly, I've not had any time to look. Periodically I do look, but like there's just nothing really special that I have to buy. Are you planning on keeping F8 or will you sell it? I don't know. If someone gave me enough Bitcoins, I'll sell it right now. Like, I'd rather have Bitcoin at this point. But outside of that, I think I'll keep it for a while. It's not gonna go down in price. All the Ferraris out there just keep appreciating. So I don't think I'm gonna lose any money if I sell it. But right now, I'm just gonna keep it. Best mid-size SUV, any price range, you can't do that. Any price range is too vast. You could get a new G63, you get a Urus, Cullinan, like Rolls-Royce Cullinan is probably the best. You got a Bentley Bottega. You can't say any price range. You got to give a price range. Steve says, George, will BlackRock dump into the banana zone? You know, I don't know. I don't know what Larry Fink's plans are, but if he's trying this hard to accumulate as many Bitcoin as he can, I tend to think he's just going to continue down that path. If BlackRock continues to just accumulate. I mean, they have accumulated 300 something 50,000 within 7 months. Imagine 7 years. Right? They could be holding 20% of the supply, 30% of the supply if they keep on going. Nothing's stopping them at this point. And maybe they can keep manipulating the market and keep, you know, suppressing the market with volatility and sell-offs, and they just accumulate more. It can happen. It definitely can happen, but I don't think they're going to give up. All good except the car obsession. So boring. Man, you gotta look at yourself. When every guy in here is talking about cars except yourself, who's the boring one? Sonny, can Sui hit $30 this bull run? Probably not. That seems like a large figure. No, it's not going to hit $30 this bull run. Where are you even getting that from? And plus, with the token unlocks, you know, where's the token unlocks? It's a large amount that's going to be unlocked. So I don't know where you got $30 from. BTC tripled from 20 to 60K last bull. We need to see the same thing tripling from 60 to 180K to see similar all-time highs. Yeah. BTC didn't triple just from 20 to 60K. BTC went as low as 3,800 in the last bull run. So you just round up to 4,000. It went from 4,000 to 60,000. It wasn't just 20 to 60,000. So our low is 15,000, right? So 15 to 200,000. You know, you do the multiplier, it's about, you know, it's a little bit less, but it's doable. Swiss lanes. I always used to at you, no problem. No, I've always said don't at me. It's one of my pet peeves. In most cases, I don't answer, or I just ban them completely. Which CA model would you personally get given your unique situation? Of course, the best one, the ZR1. As long as it's not too overpriced and it's not above MSRP, I would consider it. What are your thoughts on Vanar XXD? That just doesn't even sound like a crypto project. I don't even know what that is. Lebo says gaming gains like Vulcan, WagMe, yeah, they have a chance. That's for sure. I know the founders. I met them during my show, The Next Crypto Gem. In fact, I'm advisor for both projects. I think the gaming sector is just so weak right now. If they ever pick up, I think they will do well. Same thing with DeFi Kingdoms. Well, we'll hit this bull run $20,000. No, I'm just kidding. Like 2,000, I think. Bring back the Johnny Walker Blue days. Hey, if it pumps a ton or dumps a ton, I'll be glad to bust out a blue label. I would say my Z06 is better than my GT McLaren, but my GT is a Lux edition. It's black on black. Interior lighting is amazing. Z06 lacks night lighting. Oh, so there's no like interior LED lights. Z06 is still amazing. Amazing performance. Amazing sound. GM is just nailing it with all the new Corvettes. What will make it pump? Fed cut or presidential elections? Both. Both. GameStop only pays people $11.50 an hour in some North Hampshire malls. So got to work on fixing that too to help people that work selling games. Or maybe just don't work at GameStop. I don't know. That seems awfully low. That's like lower than McDonald's. McDonald's paying like $13 to $15 an hour. Elmer, I bet your McLaren has problems all the time. Ryan says, I'm a recovering alcoholic and we'll break the blue label of whoever like I'm. No, don't do that. That's not worth it. Not worth it at all. Do you like ketchup or mustard on your hot dogs? I like ketchup better. What does a day in the life of George look like? Very, very busy. Very busy. A lot of calls, a lot of meetings, a lot of IFC talk, a lot of IFC talk. A lot of streaming. Yeah, Zleen, are you okay or annoyed by these fudders? I'm always annoyed by fudders. Ketchup doesn't belong on hot dogs. I've always heard that. I don't know why. Ketchup tastes so much better than mustard. I don't know who likes mustard. Like, mustard doesn't go with anything. Ketchup goes with anything. Ranch goes with anything. Sour cream goes with anything. There are some condiments that go with everything. Mustard doesn't go with anything, especially hot dogs. I don't know why that's a thing. I could eat sour cream with anything. Sour cream is it's like the best thing ever. Sour cream and ranch. Mustard does not go well with pretzels. Cheese goes well with pretzels. Who puts mustard on pretzels? Who eats mustard toast? Put some butter on toast. Yeah, there's some weird taste here. Honey mustard is a little different. Honey mustard is a salad dressing. You can mix that with a lot of stuff because there's a sweetness to it. But mustard itself is not very appealing at all. Mustard on a corn dog is my favorite. No, you replace that with ketchup and it'll taste 10 times better. I don't know anyone that asks for, let me have some mustard with this. That just doesn't happen. I don't know. It's just weird. Mayonnaise is also a good one. I forgot about mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is great. Sour cream is great. Ranch is great. And they're all keto friendly too. None of them really have any carbs. Ketchup is good. And mustard is just dead last. Dual poll. All right, since you guys asked for it. Should I be just on a hot dog or in general? Forget it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. Because most people will probably... No, I don't want to do it. Yeah, go look it up. Ranch has like no carbs. It's all fat. Ranch is great for keto. When you're in Singapore, will you live stream your experience for the community? Walk video, restaurants, food, sites. I've always thought about it, but I'm always too lazy to do so. If I get a large sponsor that says, hey, I'm going to pay you X amount to do a video, which, I would consider doing that. But if I'm just doing my thing, I'm too lazy to bust out a camera and do it. But maybe I'll get a large sponsor and then I'll consider it. Blue cheese is okay. Man, there's too many people that say mustard. I can't believe. Okay. All right. For those of you guys that want me to do a poll. As long as ketchup doesn't win, I'll be happy. I'm okay with both. I don't know how people could just eat hot dogs with mustard only. All right, it's getting pretty close. We need more people to vote. Bob, who's asking on BCH, is garbage. Sell all your BCH ASAP. All right. Oh, it's pretty close. 35-35. Oh, both has taken over. As long as it's just not just mustard, I'm good. Oh, yes. Both is winning out. I can't believe that many people that would just eat hot dog with the mustard. You gotta add some relish, add some sweet peppers, you know, like you loaded up some tomatoes. You put some ketchup and mustard like that, a fully loaded hot dog. That's the best. What's your net worth goal? Well into the 8 digits. This poll is rigged. It is rigged because now Mustard is somehow leading. It's rigged. %4 said none. Oh, there we go. Damn it. I thought I ended a poll with both higher, but it ended up tying with Mustard. Anyways, Mustard's still garbage. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Overall, we're in the calm before the storm. So continue to hodl, continue to DCA. Tomorrow we'll have some big news with the inflation data. Let's see if it's going to move markets. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good Friday. I don't know if it's going to be a good Friday, but it's always good when you tune in. All right, guys, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, take care.